Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. It appears the rematch between Andy Ruiz Jr. and Anthony Joshua will in fact go ahead in Saudi Arabia after reportedly Andy Ruiz Jr. has accepted a revised financial package for the fight. It had been reported in recent weeks Ruiz was set to get around $9 million or so, but The Athletic in its article, so this is the tweet here from Mike Coppinger, sources Andy Ruiz Jr. has agreed in principle to head to Saudi Arabia for the rematch with Anthony Joshua on December 7 after receiving a new financial package. Full details and storylines to watch out at Ruiz Joshua 2 moving forward at The Athletic Box. And that article, which you can't get to unless you have a subscription, which I do, I've read the details. So effectively they're saying that it was $8 million now, the original fee that he would have got for the rematch that he had signed up to in the original contract, and that has increased to about $10 million. So effectively he's going to, from what is being reported from Mike Coppinger and The Athletic, which does seem at the moment to be one of these organizations that has its finger on the pulse, is breaking a lot of boxing news, that he's getting about an extra $2 million or so. We don't have all the details with this, and who knows if he has also negotiated some sweetness, because Luis Ortiz and Jarrell Miller, they were going to have some sweeteners in their deal with Anthony Joshua from the first time around when they were meant to fight Joshua, with contracts that went out that would have given them some sweetheart fights on DAZN. The fee, which is now being reported that Ruiz Jr. will get for travelling to Saudi Arabia for a chance to retain his titles against the former champion Joshua, is about $10 million. And as we've heard, that the total amount of money for this fight that is reportedly floating around is in excess of $40 million with the site fee, and then there will be pay-per-view and other bits and pieces, revenue streams that will be coming in. So it's going to be a lucrative fight, and if this is in fact confirmed and correct, and Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to take the fight in Saudi Arabia, well, he's managed to squeeze out some extra money from what he had originally agreed. And I said in some recent videos that with Ruiz Jr., if he did manage to sort of bulk at this for any length of time, and if it started to put the rematch in doubt in terms of maybe the date wouldn't be maintained or whatever, that he actually had some leverage to get some more money. And from what is being reported, it looks like that is in fact the case. So all these other side issues in terms of protection around drug testing or personal security, other sort of peripheral issues that had been sort of tossed in there, coupled by Ruiz himself, who said he had no protections in Saudi Arabia. It does appear that ultimately it's come down to the dollars and cents, the money involved here, and Ruiz Jr. has managed to get some more money for himself in the rematch, according to the report by Mike Coppinger. So if this is in fact confirmed, what we're going to see shortly is the press tour starting, which would be in just over a week. So there would be the Saudi Arabia leg, then there's also going to be London, and I think it was New York, or maybe it was LA. It was one of the two. There's an American leg there as well. 3 dates, and that starts in about in a week or so. So they obviously had to get some of these things over the line and squared away before they could actually start that, because if they did start to put the date at risk, obviously I think legal action would have ensued by Eddie Hearn in Matchroom Boxing, because obviously they had a lot invested in this rematch in terms of where it was going to be and the logistics and the pre-planning that would have already gone into it. So they had to maintain the date, and ultimately Andy Ruiz Jr. has squeezed some more money out of Eddie Hearn by the look of it here. And well, I guess, you know, it's boxing, it's prize fighting, and even though he signed a contract the first time around, which I thought, you know, he should honour, he's managed to push the envelope here and get some more money. So I guess good on Andy Ruiz Jr. It remains to be seen what will be announced, if anything, ahead of the press tour, if Ruiz Jr. or Joshua or Hearn will make some public comments in the coming days about any renegotiated deals. But it does look like we do have a fight. So it's going to be good to actually start focusing on some of those storylines of the build-up. You know, can Joshua, you know, sort of shake off his demons, regain his passion, regain the belts? Can Andy Ruiz Jr. repeat? Can he pull off another win over Anthony Joshua to prove that it wasn't just a one-off, that he is in fact an elite fighter that, you know, deserves to be, you know, considered among the top in the heavyweight division? Obviously, with 3 belts right now, he is sitting pretty atop of the heavyweight division with the other elite heavyweights, including Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. But Joshua's going to have a say about this in the rematch. Lots of good storylines to talk about, and obviously some comments that Anthony Joshua has made in recent weeks have got people questioning, is he sort of right for this? He's made some curious comments, maybe a little out of character. Some people have said the mask is slipping, but other people have sort of said, look, has he suffered some effects from that first fight? Mentally, is he a bit jarred and damaged here? And I guess these are some of the things that will play out in the build-up and potentially the rematch. What do you make of it all? Andy Ruiz Jr. reportedly agreeing to an upgraded financial package for a fight with Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.